Hey everybody, it's Al with BobCAD. So today I wanted to look at some surfacing. BobCAD's a complete surface modeler, and we have all kinds of surfacing tools to create smooth, flowing, and complicated shapes. In this case, I'm going to work on this axe handle. If you've seen some of the last videos, I showed machining it. Now I'm going to look at drawing it. In this case, I've taken the time to prep my geometry, so I'm pretty much ready to do the surfacing. I do have some splines. These are a bunch of spline sections that I'm using here. And then I'm also using splines and ellipses in the center here. Okay. Now, what I did is I had an image in the background and I kind of traced out my edges. I had some center lines. And then I drew it flat and then rotated it and broke it so that it was all nice and ready to go. Now, in this case, I'm going to be doing skins. That's what I'm going to do. So generally when I do this, I'm going to create a new layer and make it active. And then I'm going to generate a skin surface. So if you look at the image, you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's basically broken up into sections and paths. The brown geometry is my sections and the blue geometry are my paths. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my section, okay, and I'll get my first one locked in. So this is left click, shift left click, okay, so you can see this is 1 and 2. And then I'm going to do 3. So this is left click, shift left click, and then 4. Okay, space bar, and that gives me my surface. Now, because I'm using this same edge, and I'm pretty confident in my ability to generate a skin, what I'll generally do is I'll turn the layer off and make it active. Okay, so this way, when I generate my skin, okay, here's something that happens. Sometimes the arrows go in the wrong way. Just click on the arrow and it will switch sides. Okay, so we got that one, space bar. Okay, see, it went away, and that's because this layer is blanked out. And that just gives me the ability to move on to the next surface. And you can zoom in closer if you want. So we get this left click, shift left click, shift left click, space bar. All right, that one's done. We'll move to the next one. Left click, shift left click, shift left click, shift left click, shift left click, space bar. That one's done. And then we'll do the last one here. So this is left click, shift left click. So the entity that I want, and then or the group of entities, and then shift left click to lock it in or finish it. So I get the second arrow. Left click, shift left click, shift left click, space bar. All right, we're all set up. So we got all our surfaces, and you can see they're pretty smooth flowing. S on your keyboards will turn the shading on and off. W will turn the UV lines on. So, generally we're looking for consistency in these UV lines. If they get real tight together, that's not the best description of the surface. Generally, it could be problematic. It doesn't mean it is, but it could be. All right, so we got our surfaces here. The next thing that we're going to do is change the color of them. I'm going to a gold color because I guess that's my favorite color. Going back to 2000. Okay, so we have these surfaces here. Now what I want to do is I want to mirror them. So I'm going to mirror, copy, select all, spacebar, and that just gets me the surfaces on the other side. We'll go ahead and choose OK and then cancel. All right, so right now I have a bunch of surfaces and I really want to turn it into a solid. So what I'm going to do is surface, extrude curves, and I'm going to cap off this end here with a surface. This one, actually, let's make it 2 inches. Okay, so this gives me this section here, and I'm going to choose OK on that. And then now I want to do the same thing on this section down here. So I'll pick on this edge, and this edge, and this edge, and this edge, and spacebar. This one's going to go the other way. 1 inch. We'll make it a little bit longer. Okay, we'll make it 2 inches. Okay, good. Now, what I have here is I have a solid model here. This one's a solid. These are all surfaces, and this one's a solid. The other thing too, if I go transparent, this solid, it's got the top and bottom surfaces, but then it's got a cap surface on each end. Okay, so what we're going to do here, and this is really kind of cool, is we're gonna unstitch this model here. All right, and we're going to do the same with that one. And what that's done is now it's no longer a solid. Now it's broken down into the individual surfaces. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to remove this surface right there. I'm going to get rid of that one. Okay, so I select it and I delete. And same thing with this one. I'm going to select it and then delete. Okay, so now that I've done this, I'm going to turn this into a solid, and I do that by utilities, stitching, stitch surface to solid, choose all, space bar. Okay, so now I have it as one solid. All right, it's a solid body, which is great. Now the last thing that I want to do is I have a cutoff here. I have this end that is cut off, so I'm going to bring my cutoff wireframe up. I'm going to extrude this curve right here. I just want to make sure that it goes up and down and that it extends past on both sides, which it does. We'll go ahead and choose OK. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this model with this surface. So I'm going to do solid split, this and that, and then what that's done, I'll just blank these sections out. This and that will go away. And now we have that nice smooth surface there on the bottom. It looks like, okay, so this is good. So it looks like when I did, I really want, if we look at this cutoff line, you can see it goes past it. And you can see in this case that my extrusion didn't go past it. So what's really great about that is I can go back in my tree. Okay, so I've made a mistake here. I can go back into my tree and I can choose edit. And what I can actually do is extend that out. And you see when I finish that function, see how it updated the model? This is one of the great things of the CAD history tree here is you can make changes and updates and you don't have to start all over. It definitely depends on how you have the part laid out and the steps that you take. But with a little bit of practice, you can really do quite a bit with it. So this is my example for today on surfacing. I haven't done a surfacing example in a while, but I think this is a great example. If you guys have any questions, comments, or feedback, please reply back to the Facebook, the YouTube, or whatever thread this video may be posted in. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much, guys.